Okay. Okay, I think we're recording. So, like I said, so Marty and Stephanie Nichols is not able to join us, and she was there with us too. But Marty, Amanda, and I we kept saying every night, we were like, how in the world do we recap this entire process full of information? And besides the pillow talk again that Marty and I did late at night in our hotel room, we thought that this might be an appropriate way to tell you guys everything. And again, if you have any questions, like this is just a complete overview and scribbled notes and anything that we can do to help you. But we kind of have it broken down into sections. And the theme this year was believe. So they started every day and throughout the day, like, do you believe? And everybody like, I believe. So it was really full of momentum and really got the crowd going. But they really talked about BYOB, which is building your own business, brand, and belief. And that's a lot of what the breakouts were talked about as well. Marty and Amanda went to the silver breakout, and they'll talk to you a little bit about their points, their talking points. And then I did the Ruby Senior Ruby, and they divide up the breakout sessions. There's normally 3 diamond ambassadors that take each breakout, and they have such good tips. So we'll talk to you about that as well. But the first things we wanted to go over were the new products. So we've been trying to post as much information as possible. And I will let, we'll all 3 talk, but Amanda will kind of lead this one. But the 2 new products are X Factor Plus, which it's not replacing the X Factor because that one was so popular. This is just an addition. And then Vital Biome, which is a sister product to ProBio 5. So Amanda, if you have any talking points that you want to talk about these, that'd be great.
Okay. So I'll start with X Factor Plus, just a few brief notes on it. X Factor Plus has 100% daily value of 19 essential vitamins and minerals compared to 10 in X Factor. Plus, there are over 50 naturally occurring trace minerals that are sustainably sourced. So we have none of that in the regular X Factor. There are added polyphenols for gut health. They are microbiome activating, so they work really well with the new Slim and the Vital Biome, which I'll talk about in a second. There is grapeseed extract in here, and what grapeseed extract helps with is menopause symptoms like hot flashes, difficulty sleeping, fatigue, and Helen McFadden gave a great testimony about it. It was really cool. But I guess it really helps with that. I'm not there yet, but I will definitely suggest it to women in that age group. It is still methylated. It still has aloe. It still has the New Zealand blackcurrant, and it is the same exact price. So I'm not sure why you would stay with the regular X Factor because this has so much more in it. The way they've instructed us to take it is to take 2 with a meal. They said before a meal. So before, during, after. Sometimes I forget until I've started eating. So with a meal, and if that upsets your stomach, they said you can take like 1 with breakfast and 1 with lunch, or maybe with dinner too. But there's a ton of B vitamins in here, like 7,000% worth of vitamin B12 and 1,000% of vitamin B6. So that is energy producing. I've noticed it already. So I'm not sure that I would take it with dinner. Maybe. I'm not going to take that chance right now. My sleep is too valuable. But yeah, this is great stuff. You need to order it now.
Amanda, can you show them what the pills look like?
Yeah. They're green. Which is weird. It's chlorophyll.
Huh.
So bizarre, isn't it?
So I have a question. Sorry, are they getting rid of the X Factor original?
No, all convenience orders right now that have X Factor in them will be updated automatically with the new X Factor Plus. But if somebody wants the regular X Factor, they can just go into the shopping cart and pick that. They did state that, normally when they reformulate and it's new, they get rid of the other one. X Factor by itself is so loved by the masses that they did not want to upset anyone, and they wanted to keep that option there. But that's really important for your customers to know. What I would suggest, I actually went through my customer report. And, again, it takes a little bit of time, but if anybody has in their customer ordering information, if anybody does have X Factor, I send them the shareable tool of the video of the new X Factor Plus and just say, great news, it's newly formulated. This is what's going to be coming in your next order. If you have any questions, please let me know, but so excited for you. You know what I mean? But because we want to veer them to this new one because it's so amazing and it's really mission geared toward gut health as well.
Okay.
All right, the next one is the Vital Biome. And it has 8 clinically studied probiotic strands that have been demonstrated to improve mood while reducing stress and anxiety. So the particular probiotics that they have included specifically target those areas because of the gut-brain connection. Healthier gut, better gut biome, microbiome, then the better that the brain will activate with the serotonin, dopamine, things like that. So this does not replace ProBio5. This is purely just the 8 probiotic strains. That's all that's in it. Whereas the ProBio5 has the digestive enzymes, the yeast destructor. I can't pronounce the ingredient name, so I won't even try. The Chido, whatever. So you need that. You need to keep the yeast in control. So they recommend taking both of them. And I just, when doing research about this earlier, I was taking them both at night before bed, but that is not how you should be taking them according to the shareables in the back office. ProBio 5 at night before bed, empty stomach. The Vital Biome, you take 1 capsule either first thing in the morning, or you can take it between meals on an empty stomach. It works best when the acid in the stomach is low. So that would be in the morning or in between meals. So I'm going to start that tomorrow and see how that goes because I've been taking it wrong. Hopefully I haven't been messing any of that up. What's cool about the bottle is made of some sort of, do you guys remember what it was called? Some sort of fancy.
It wicks moisture away. I don't know what it was called, but.
Power Pack, I think they call it Power Pack or something. It wicks moisture away to keep the capsules nice and dry, so they're super effective, which I thought was kind of cool. And that's what I got for those. Any questions?
Yeah, I would recommend that if you guys have anybody, I always would recommend going to the back office, and these shareables are absolutely amazing. There's product information sheets, there's videos, there's anybody who's on the triplex right now, go through your customer report, go through your downline genealogy report. Anybody on the triplex, send them the Vital Biome video and just say, this is a great product in addition to what you're already taking to add to your regimen. So that's stuff that's really helpful in those tools that are already out there in place for us to be able to share. Awesome job, Amanda. Has anybody any questions on the new? I mean, we're all still kind of slowly learning about this, and they have put all of this information in the back office. Vital Biome is one of those that I'm still trying to understand how it all ties in together. I understand how it ties in together, but the differential between ProBio 5 and Vital Biome. So it's exciting. We definitely we had a lot of people were guessing what the new products would be, like a P96 protein bar, but this is really just showing that they are way ahead of the times. They're getting not only with the prebiotic and the Slim, but the Vital Biome now. It's all really mission toward gut health, which is really exciting. So awesome, Amanda. Marty, you want to talk about the new back office?
Oh, sure. Okay, so it's hard to do this without actually showing you guys screenshots, but the whole website's getting revamped and a whole new look. And then obviously for the back office, that affects us and what we're doing and working our business. So the short version is when you land on the back office. I'm using my hands. That's not helping, is it? Okay, so when you land there, there's these widgets that are going to be there that are going to show you all of your key dashboard information, all your KPIs, your key performance indicators, right? So those are actually going to refresh every 15 minutes. So there's a box in there that's going to show whether or not you're should I cover the subscription thing right now?
Totally. Or you can do that with what it looks like when somebody goes to your website after that if you want.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, yeah. So they're changing. So they just recently changed to calling it convenience orders, right? Well, now they've done a little bit more research and looking at all these different websites and whatnot, and have found with the love of Birchbox and Stitch Fix and all these different subscription services that people have really gotten used to the terminology subscription. So they're actually changing it so that when you auto-enroll or convenience order or whatever it is, it's now going to be called a subscription, and you're going to subscribe to the products that you want to get on a monthly basis. So when you're in the back office, it's actually going to have like a little thumbs up if your subscription is turned on. There's going to be, for things like the convention contest, or in this case now we're into the leaders retreat contest, it's going to have a widget for that. It's going to show you that information, and then you can drill into it and then click through to see really great information. You can actually, without having to pull a bunch of Excel reports, you can actually see specifics about your individual ambassadors that are under you, and kind of see the specifics on what's going on with them, where they're at with PV, where they're at with points, all sorts of other information. I know I'm not doing it justice. If you guys have anything else, you can chime in on that. Please feel free. Oh, and then when you're on these widgets and it's like the contest and whatnot, you're going to have everything in one spot, right? Historically, you kind of have to hunt and peck to figure out like what are the rules for the leaders retreat contest. In this case, you're going to have a widget, and it's going to have the FAQs, it's going to have the rules, it's going to have shareables where applicable, all in one spot. The back office is going to release sometime this summer. They did not give a definitive date because they want to make sure that they have it right before they launch it. But their main shtick on this whole thing was that we are going to be 3 years ahead of our competition with what they've done and the work that they've developed with our back office. So it looks like, of course, there's change, and change is hard, but I think it'll be something that's pretty user-friendly based on the screen grabs that we saw of it. Anything to add to that, Nicole and Amanda?
No, I'm looking at my notes. I don't think so. I think that if you want to tie into what the mobile or what the website will look like also, do you have notes on that one, or else I can talk about it? I have it
I
right.
do, yeah. So they started with I'm flipping one page back, so don't mind me with my little notes here. So the new Plexus Worldwide, it was built mobile first. So they started with mobile in mind. There's going to be, again, it's so hard without visuals to try and explain it to you. It's very clean. When you're on the product pages themselves, they're going to show you every step along the way the cost savings. So it's going to show you the retail price versus the preferred price and what your savings would be there. It's also going to show you what your savings would be if you subscribe. So getting used to that terminology. There's going to be new icons. So icons that indicate if something's gluten-free, non-GMO, so on and so forth. There's 3 main categories that they're bucketing the products into, which is weight management, nutrition, and personal care. My notes here say so pretty.
Yeah.
So it's so pretty. Let's see, I talked about the discounts. There's going to be within each product 2 featured ingredients section. So not just your label, right? But it's actually going to talk about the featured ingredients like the CH1 and Probio 5 that I can't pronounce either, Amanda, and why that's a key ingredient and why it's so fabulous for us. It will also call out clinical studies. So it's all happening on the website right there in front of them, and it's going to give them everything they could ever want to know about these products, and really no reason to say no, quite honestly. They've taken out any of your questions, and they've put it all there and made it very, very easy. You can also put in multiple shipping addresses. So that was another thing that they're going to have. The checkout process is going to be a lot easier. There's going to be it's going to be connected with PayPal now for those of us that love PayPal, and that got a huge amount of applause because that is something that people have asked for some time now. And then within my account, payment options. Let's see, I talked about the addresses already. They can easily edit their subscription. So once they have their subscription, they can look at it and then drag and drop stuff out of it pretty easily if they need to, without having to currently, right, when you have a convenience order, you have to go in and cancel it and then start a new one. In this case, you can edit it. You won't have to go through that process. So again, they've really tried to make it as easy as possible. And then so then that's kind of your shopping experience for your retail and preferred people. And then the enrollment process for those that are subscribing or becoming ambassadors, essentially. Well, subscription is for preferreds too. But for those that are enrolling to join as ambassadors, again, they've streamlined the process. They've taken out some of the steps because so many sign up for wholesale. They've taken out some of those like early questions about what's your website? What do you want your website to be? And what, give me all this information. So it's really just like first information is like name, email address. I don't even know. 3 things they're asking for. And they step you through the process really easily. At the very end is when they ask for your social security number. They don't have you set up your website right then and there and do that process. That's something that you can, my understanding is you go back in and kind of put in later. No red errors. So if you guys can walk somebody through the process of the freaking red errors, so many times with the social security number, I'm like, I don't know, put a dash, don't put a dash. I don't know, let's try again. So they've eliminated a lot of those pain points. So again, once that goes live, we're going to, I think, be enjoying some benefits of making that process easier for people and less scary. Because I've had people, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, I've had people when they sign up for wholesale saying, why do I have to do this? And you have to explain what, just do it and move on and then go get your products and have a happy day. So it all looks good.
Yeah. So much more user friendly. It looked really, really.
And Marty, was this the same? Oh, sorry.
They show you the preferred customer price like all along the way, like until they're ready to check out, they keep showing you the savings. So if a person still checks out as retail, it's like, how dumb are you? Look at what you just, I mean, like, why? Which is what I always say when I see people order retail. I'm like, why? But maybe they don't know, because right now, if they just click on retail originally, when they first go to the website, those are the prices they see. So I think this will be so much better, so much easier.
Yep,
I agree. And Marty, was this the same where I don't feel like I had a date written down for this. Was this the same? They just said summer also?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, all I have is end of summer when they were talking about so I think it's all kind of hand in hand.
Okay. And once we find pictures or shareables or instructions, like when all of this comes rolled out, I mean, obviously we'll have another back office training when this comes out because we're all going to be learning, but I really think that this process is going to be so much easier, I hope to God, than before when they did the other one. This one just looks cleaner. They're with it. They said they wanted us to be the company where other companies go in and copy off of, rather than us trying to go and search and copy off of, other platforms. So I think that this will be super clean, and I'm excited about this. Let's see. What about the, Marty, what about the Aspire curriculum?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm on. All right. So a couple of things that they talked about were Marianne Luciano got up and she talked a little bit about the Success Kit and some of the work that's happening there, and really just the knowledge that we have, right, of that and the Rank Up roadmap and all that good stuff that's coming later in the conversation. But the Aspire curriculum, last year at convention, they announced the Success on Demand. Does anybody here use the Success on Demand? Right. Okay. So I see. Nicole, A+, good leader right there. So I personally haven't used it much either because it's kind of overwhelming. If you go into it, has anybody been into it at least and you know where it is? If you go into the tools and then library training and then Success on Demand, right? So that now they've added this Aspire training, which it's an acronym for, okay, you don't have to write all this down. I can send it to you later, but accountability, support, productivity, information, resiliency, engagement. So it's basically an overlay of Success on Demand and biting off bits of it for easier consumption by us. So when you go into it, you click on training, you'll click on Success on Demand, and then Aspire will be an option on the left-hand side, is my understanding. And then they have different plans within Aspire. You can have an individual plan as well as a team plan. And then I guess those are my only notes. But you can, once you're in there, you can actually see what these different plans are and how you can get these different nuggets. Some might be video, some might be reading, some might be audio. And it's basically just, again, taking that Success on Demand and making it easier for us to take advantage of that wealth of information, because it is a wealth of information. It's a lot of stuff.
Yep. I think that's perfect. Yeah, we'll have more information to come out about that. But no, Marty, that's awesome. Those are exactly the notes that I had too. So you
okay, good.
Everything. So I'll move into the Rank Up roadmap. So this was announced last year about how it was going to be coming, and then we kept waiting and no one could get in. And Now we're able to get into silver. Well, it's available now. So silver is available now. Gold, senior gold, ruby, sapphire, or emerald, sapphire, diamond, that's all coming soon. But what I would recommend for you, not only to your new ambassadors, but I would recommend for you to go through this as well, because it is so knowledgeable. And I'll talk a little bit about what it is. So Rank Up Roadmap, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's a platform designed to deliver training to every level of ambassador. So they've kind of revamped it a little bit. Now it's going to be, you're going to receive access to the right training at the right time to your level, and then how to get to the next level. It's not a one-size-fits-all training, but kind of a learn at your own pace. So when you achieve a rank, for example, when you achieve silver, it will then unlock the gold training. So that way you'll be able to follow all the steps to success. So you won't be overwhelmed and try to jump ahead. It's just going to take you step by step through your own journey. So silver's available now. You can go in. It's under, I think I have it right here. So you go in the back office, and then you go under tools, and then right down in that drop down, it's Rank Up Roadmap. Very easy to access. Before it was kind of hidden under Super Saturday drop downs. So the silver really talks about time management. It talks about how to become silver, like focusing on me plus 3. Talks about, there's a new personality test, the color code. So that's going to help you with your new ambassador that's doing this. You're going to find out what color code they are, and it's going to really help you know how to work with them and how to manage them and how to help them achieve where they want to go. There's other trainings called Learn About the Vision, Back Office, Create Connections List, Personal Toolbox, Relationship Building, Ways to Earn, creating their own brand. It also helps them qualifying customer versus ambassador. So that way they can, if they have friends that want to join them, they can learn right off the bat on how to qualify them. And they also mentioned that in order to not overwhelm the new ambassador, they're only going to be able to see 3 trainings at a time. And then the other ones will become available once the 3 that they see at a time are completed and marked done. So that way they're just not like opening a screen and there's like 12, different things. So I thought that that was really nice. For us, this roadmap you can share with all of your new ambassadors. And they emphasize that we use this as leaders as an additional tool and not as an escape route. That's what their word for word that they said, meaning that we still need to make sure that we're providing new ambassador support and encouragement, but everybody is going to be trained the exact same way. And now it's, we've been over the last couple of years scrambling at like, what's this step, checklist? How do you say this? What do you give to the new person? They're all going to have the access right there. And then we can fully use this to help motivate and then reignite anybody else that's been in this and kind of felt lost and kind of let it phase out. So this is going to be something that's super exciting. So I would say for homework for yourself this week, if you could go into that Rank Up Roadmap and start becoming familiar with, I think it's good for everybody, whether you're new or veteran or whatever stage you are at. I think it's going to really help make sure that you have checkmarked everything off of that list. Anything else, Marty or Amanda, on the Rank Up Roadmap that I missed?
No. Where does the new ambassador checklist come into play?
So yeah, that's
about that.
Yes, that's a good point. So I think this is supposed to happen very soon, but when a new ambassador joins, now the sponsoring person, so like Alyssa, if you sign someone, you're going to get their new ambassador, like that they notify that they joined your team, but you're also going to get a sponsored checklist. So that way you're going to be able to checklist everything that you can down the road to help this new person. So I don't know when that's going to be initiated, but I'm really excited about it. I think it's great. And it's something, if you want to implement other things in your own personal training and how you bring people onto your team, that's fine. But I think this is going to be really nice. When the new ambassador joins, they're also going to get information on an email, and they are going to select which pace they want to go. There's 3 different paces that they're going to be able to choose from. Walk is just the beginning. Like they're here, they don't really know where they want to be. They're just going to kind of walk slowly through this process. Run is if they want to check mark that, if they're interested in getting their products paid for. And then sprint is they're going to check that pace if they want to build a business and go quickly as possible. And so whatever pace they choose, their email that they will receive will be catered toward their pace. So they're going to receive the training even before their success kit arrives. And then they can always go back in if they've selected walk and they were like, okay, I'm ready to like move to the next one. They can always go and change their pace. But that's nice because it's really going to meet them in the middle where they are and cater to where they feel like they fit in at this moment. Because you might have a new person that joins and they're not interested at all. And then they see the idea of like, hey, getting my product paid for, that's awesome. I'm going to pick run rather than not even have that be in the realm of possibilities for them. So that's the new welcome. Again, we don't really have hardcore dates as when that's going to happen, but it's going to be happening very soon. And I think sooner than later because the Rank Up roadmap is available. So watch for that. I still believe that if somebody is a preferred customer and upgrades to be an ambassador, we are still not getting emails. They didn't cover that at convention at all. And sometimes that can be frustrating because you want to make sure that you know who's joining your team and when. So what I would recommend in the meantime, until we find further information about that, I would always maybe once a week go into your genealogy report and check the names. Check to see if you have any unfamiliar names that you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that they were an ambassador now. Because I know that's happened to me before. Like I'm a month in and I go back and I'm like, seriously? Like I had no idea and I feel terrible because I hadn't connected, with them on this aspect. So that's a really good tip to go back and check your genealogy report maybe once a week to see if you've missed anybody. So hopefully they'll get that glitch fixed because that's definitely something really important.
I wanted to add on to, Nicole, what you were talking about too with the Rank Up roadmap. So one of the other things that they announced is this Plexus In Motion magazine, which is available in the back office, basically. And it's got some ambassador stories in it, but then it's also got little bite-sized chunks of the Rank Up roadmap and along the way. We all got copies of it. I'll be honest in saying I haven't had a chance to look closely at it. But I believe it's out there right now that we can go and access and you can flip through it on your computer and just kind of see some of the information that's in there. It's an added tool, kind of workbook scenario for people that like paper and like to see something right in front of them and, oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, so we had 3 people. Okay, and then here's how I go from there. So
I'll be honest and say that I stole about 8 of them. There was a table outside of our training and the people weren't standing there and I'm like shoving my backpack. I'm like, it's for my team. Like I don't have to feel guilty. So I have some copies, so we'll try to distribute them at least one to every one of my, level 1 downline teams so that you guys can see it. Marty, you want to
found some other information about the back office.
What'd you say?
So I'm jumping back to back office for just a second.
Yeah, go for it.
So with the new replicated websites, you guys, there's actually going to be social links. So it's really pretty. It's got a little round bubble with your picture in it, and then next to it will be different icons. So whichever social media sites you want to link to, you can. So that's another way to get folks into you with, in contact with you by seeing your Facebook posts and whatnot, by linking on your replicated site. So, there was other information, but that was kind of a little nugget I wanted.
I think that's huge because you can put, Instagram, like anything that you want to link to everything, you can use that. So I think that's brilliant on their part. Speaking of linking things, Marty, you want to talk about Lexi?
What's up, Lexi? So Lexi's our new personal assistant. Has anybody looked into it all since we shared some? All right.
Sarah.
Good job, girl. So yeah, Lexi was announced and everybody was just like, what? Or like, I think all of our heads exploded at the same time. It was kind of exciting. So it's intended to be a way for all of us, again, that are working the business to not have to reinvent the wheel and worry about and keep track of all the different tasks. Because when we have multiple people that we're working with, and as we're growing, it's going to be more and more, right? Here we go. So that gives us, we just forget, oh, shoot, I meant to send that person the instructions for Triflex, and they probably already got it by now. Or, oh, yeah, I forgot to follow up about X, Y, or Z. So Lexi is intended and was designed to take some of that off of us. And if you haven't gone out there yet, you can go to lexi.plexusworldwide.com. When you're on that site, it'll give you information. I looked at it from my phone, and I also looked at it from my computer. Look at it from a desktop if you can, because I know sometimes while mobile is fabulous and whatever, you don't get the full experience, but they've got some really great short videos kind of introducing you to what Lexi can do on that website. But then all you're going to do is put in your ambassador information, and it'll send you an email basically with how to sign up, and then you download the app and you can log in. There's going to be different tracks. So you're going to input contacts manually. There is no, at this point in time, no auto upload type of scenario. They're also saying, and from what I've read, I know, thumbs down, but what I have read though is that they don't want you to put too many people in there. Like, ease into it first of all, and then after you've got people in there, it's really intended for kind of your hot contacts right now. It's not intended for your drip list, right? Your people that you're reaching out to that have said not right now, but whatever. It's more those people that you're really active with right now. So keep that in mind when you're adding people in. You do have to add them in manually. Have their email address handy, their phone number handy. When it sends notifications to them, it's going to send them on behalf of you. It's going to say, hey, this is Kay. I'm sending you this message because I think you're great and you want some of this stuff. So it's going to have that information, but if in text form, it's not going to be your cell phone number. It's your quote unquote business text. The reason that they've got a different number, and I read through their FAQs, and part of it is because they don't want people to experience overages with their phone numbers. That way it's in their system and it's handling in their system. So it's not sending off your phone. So if your phone's off, it's still doing the work for you, right? So they will get it. It's going to be a different number than your normal cell phone number, but it will basically say, this is my business text. So I think, Nicole, when I sent you the one track, right, didn't it say, this is Marty and this is my business text line or something?
Yeah.
So it kind of tries to help people understand that that's not a phone number to call us at, but that it's a text line to use. All of the communications are then in Lexi. So you're going to see what was sent out on your behalf, as well as the tasks that they want you to follow up on. So it's going to say, I'm going to email you with such and such, and it's going to email them for you. But it's going to say it in there in Lexi that I've just emailed. And if they want you, if Lexi, she's a person, Lexi wants us to follow up an email, it's going to send us a notification saying, hey, we just emailed Julie about the products. You need to go follow up with her in a day and see if she has any questions or whatever. Give her a call. So that's the short of it. Again, there's different tracks. Some are ambassador, some are customer driven. There's a triplex track. So if somebody just signs up to start the triplex products, you can add them in there and they can get notifications on how to take the triplex, reminders about making sure they're getting their water, things like that. So it looks really great. We're all still learning. I think that's the main message here is we're all still learning what everything is. There's tons and tons of videos on the app itself for us. So as a user of Lexi, when you go in there, there are little videos that you can kind of plow through. My intention is I'm probably going to do that while I'm driving to work. I'll turn them on and just listen to them while I'm going to work. There's support through a Facebook group. There is a special Facebook group just for the Lexi users. There's also a customer service line. I already mentioned the videos. Oh, and then in our weekly Plexus scoop, they're going to have a little section in there about Lexi and any updates from there. There is a cost associated with it. It's an outside company. It's not Plexus managing it. It's normally $29.99 a quarter. But if you sign up for it now, they're taking $15 off of that. So $5 a month right now for it to help you manage your contacts and not lose your mind. So I'd say even at $30 a quarter, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, that's a good deal. I do something similar. I had been doing something similar that was $75 a quarter. So it was $25 a month. So, and it has funnels, but I had to create everything myself. So
wow,
this is a great deal. $10 a month.
Yeah.
Something that's completely created for us. It's done all the work. I think it's well worth it.
And the nice thing is it's going to be updated, obviously. It's going to be faster than if we're all recreating our own wheels, right? This way we don't have to recreate. They're doing it for us. I just have to say, I know I joined this company about 1.5 years ago, right? And I knew that I was like, there's just so much information. How do I get my hands around all of it and actually know how to tell people about this and whatnot? And I think even going to a convention last year and seeing what they've done this year, they have a really, between the Success Kit and the Aspire training and the Success on Demand, they've really done everything they can, and they're not stopping to give us the support we need so that we're not breaking our backs trying to figure it all out ourselves. I mean, and I know people back when Jen started and Celeste started, they had nothing, right? They were creating their own materials. So to think of where they've come in that short amount of time to now, I think it's pretty outstanding. So.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I was going to say, if you haven't visited the Big Team page today, the June incentive has to do with Lexi and has to do with if you hit certain points and certain requirements, I'm reimbursing $15, so covering the first quarter of the cost, reimbursing for you. So go visit the team page and comment me if you're interested and tag your downline. Perfect. Any questions on Lexi? I'm checking it off as we go. The next, I just wanted to talk really quickly about Carrie Wilkerson. She's the author of Barefoot Executive. I love this woman, and she made me cry when she came out on stage. But she really talked about, and I think this is so huge for us that we've expressed before, our own beliefs, how dangerous they can be. Beliefs are holding us back. And I really loved the line that she said that these beliefs turn into excuses, and excuses are the lies that no one else believes but us. And she really used the example of, she's lost, I don't know, like 200 pounds. And she used the example that she said, I still see fat girl Carrie. That's how she said on stage, I still see fat girl Carrie. I went into this dressing room. I wanted to wear a white dress. I just wanted to wear white, and I tried on 45 different dresses, and that's all I could see in the mirror is what I see. And it's a lie that I'm telling myself, and I'm believing it. So she went on this whole thing. Well, she's wearing a black dress as she was telling us all of this. And then at the end of her speech, she disappears and she comes out wearing her white dress. And that's when I start crying. I'm like, I need to pull it together. But like, it was just such a really cool example, saying she's the only one that's telling herself this, and she's the only one that believes it. So it's really, when it comes to Plexus, many of us can't see it unless we believe it. Like, how in the world are we supposed to be successful at this if we have a full-time job, if we have kids, if we have other things going on? And then she used the example of Amy Paul, who was driving around a bus around the country, homeschooling 7 kids, and who went diamond. Like, that is a pure example of anybody can do this if you put your mind to it. So if we change our belief, we can change the course. And then she said, get over ourselves and do it anyway until our belief changes. And one other example that she used was, anybody heard of Ron Wayne? Probably not. He's one of the 3 founders of Apple. We don't know who he is because somebody hurt his feelings and he decided to sell his share for $800. Sell it. So this is a man who is now, I think they said, like, living paycheck to paycheck, where he's watching, Apple, like billions and billions and billions of dollars. So we don't know who he is because he didn't have the belief in what they had. So this is where we need to know that it's our belief that's holding us back. If we still have doubts about the products, the company, network marketing, go build that up, because that's what you're going to need to have to move forward. And I think that that's, super important. So just keep educating yourself. She also said that we are our own stop signs, and we turn into our biggest obstacles. If we have negative belief, then our truth is that this isn't going to work for us, which is a lie that you're telling yourself. And so she used the ABC method. A stands for arrest. Arrest it. She said, if someone was robbing your house, taking your child, stealing your identity, you would clearly have them arrested. But the same is as if your beliefs that aren't true are robbing you of your health, your happiness, your options, your financial future. They're assaulting you and your hope. So arrest them. And then B stands for betray it. Expose something for what it is. She said, call its bull. When you do that, the negative belief becomes unsafe, unstable, and then you can just release it and let it go. And then C stands for correct it. After letting it go, set the course with self-affirmation and correct it. So if we get over ourselves, better ourselves, and change the people in our house and space, she said, and then we have the right to choose. And she ended it with, believe that we are warriors and choose the weapons that we use. Pick it up, fight the battle, arrest it, betray it, and correct it. So she is so awesome, and I hope that she's there next year, because she is so powerful and moving and just such an advocate for Plexus. And you really feel that she is a part of it, even if she's not a part of the company or not. She just has that empowering over the crowd. So that's just a little bit on Carrie Wilkerson. And then Amanda and Marty, do you guys want to talk about really quickly your silver breakout session?
Sure. Do you want me to jump in, Amanda? Where are you at? How you feeling? I can do it. I got you, girl.
No, I can add to it.
Please do. If I missed something, please do. So, and I think this was, you might have mentioned it earlier, Nicole, but the breakout sessions, I think, all have the same theme about building yourself, building your brand, and building your business. So we actually had 3 diamonds that were presenting to us. So we had Melissa Eichenhorst, Tamara Holloway, and Jennifer Leith. Jennifer Leith. Oh my gosh, you guys, go find her on Facebook right now and love her. Love her. Leath is her last name. She's so real, so amazing. Loved her. Anyway, so Melissa was up first talking about kind of building yourself. And, you know, I mean, again, we're giving you a recap after the fact. We're going quickly because we don't want to keep everybody on a Sunday night. But a lot of things, you know, you're not here by chance. You got to dream bigger, get out of your comfort zone, like all those little tidbits of things we all know, right? It was just good to hear again. But she focused on your why and making your why bigger than yourself. One of the things that I think Alita Allen had said when she spoke earlier, where she did a Pleximony and she was amazing and she sang. So if you haven't heard about that one, go check that out too. But one of the things that was said was, they're not points, they're people. So I think when we think about our why and why we're doing this, you know, yeah, this is great. We know this opportunity is huge, but it's not just about us. I mean, that's one of the things I tell my biggest skeptics in my life why I love doing this is that it's not about me. It's about these people that are sending me text messages here and there, telling me how great these products are and what they're doing to help them. And that's huge. So, and then obviously your own personal why, what drives you, what makes you want to be doing this. And I started my little list. You can't really see it, but while I was there, I was updating my why just because originally I was like, why not? That was my why originally. And then it obviously, as everybody says, kind of evolves over time. And I think my biggest is just, you know, for me personally, not that this is why is Marty doing this, but time freedom, you know, and just looking at life as bigger than going to the job every day. So then they talked a little bit about how these different diamonds have succeeded in life. And I'm jumping all over the place because I'm trying to look through my notes while I'm telling you guys. I'm going to go to some of the stuff that Tamara talked about, where she basically said I can't find the notes in front of me, but I'm going to try and do this off of memory, where, they pulled diamonds, and on average, diamonds have 40 to 100 personally sponsored level ones, right? And then of that, 3 to 6 average are their runners. They're people that are really building their business. And that's 80% of their income. So if you think about it, where are we all at? That's not crazy unattainable. It's just finding some of those people that are also interested in sharing and getting out there. And I think Nicole, it's technically you need 7 active folks that are actually going to help. You're muted, but I think that's.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I was like, I'm talking. Yeah. 7 active level 1s to go diamond. I mean, 7. Yeah. It's crazy. So doable. Just get them the power of 3.
And I think she's the one that had the graphic up of her main runners were like her 24th signed ambassador, 26, then 76. Like it was all over the place. But she was saying if she had quit when she had gotten to 20 ambassadors, she never would be diamond because she didn't get propelled until her 24th. And then I don't remember the numbers, but it was down there quite a bit. So it was a long time. You just never know. You never know who it's going to be. So you can't give up because you feel like I got no one, I got nothing, because it could be coming. It could be the next person you sign. It could be the 10th person you sign. You just never know.
I'm going to take it back to that point, like with all of the new tools and with these rank up roadmaps and things being more visible to folks. I know for me personally, I really don't want to bother people with the business. I know it's terrible, but I don't. I know I love the products, so I want you to love the products too. And I don't really say, here's this great opportunity, but now these tools are kind of putting it in front of them, but in a way that's not scary. So who knows? Who knows what's going to come out of that? And then Jennifer Leith, as I was mentioning, she's awesome. She's from Nashville. She focused on your brand. She talked a little bit about how your Facebook page is your office. And she said, get a headshot. She goes, throw a damn white sheet up and do your hair and have somebody take a picture. Get yourself a nice picture and put it out on Facebook. You're your brand. And anything you're writing that you're putting out there, you're telling a story with it. She personally said, she wants anything that she puts out there to make somebody feel brave and confident and whatnot. So that's, if you go look at her page, you absolutely can tell that's where she's coming from. She said, be authentic, check your attitude, make a good impression, and then alignment with the company. So she's like, don't share a picture of you chowing down on Big Mac. and because obviously that's not necessarily aligned with it. Now, people are going to eat Big Macs. Everybody in the company eats Big Macs, but the point is you got to be aligned with the health and wellness goals and kind of sharing that way. I think she might have even said, she goes, don't drive your Plexus Lexus to the drive-thru at McDonald's. She goes, that's when I take my van. So it was really cute. So again, you're going to love her. So that was some of the stuff that she talked about. Then all three of them got up there. And then, so Tamara talked about IPAs. And I feel like a lot of this is just stuff we know, so I don't want to belabor too much of it. She talked about our success kit being amazing. The diamond stuff I already talked to you about. She talked about some of her initial contact process, like, you know, and I can recap some of this, you guys. I'll type it up and send it in a message or something, or a post on our team page here. But, you know, when she follows up again with Lexi now, who knows if we need that, but it's good to be, you know, to have other things that have worked for obviously diamonds that are out there. And then I know this is one that we're familiar with, but don't be emotionally connected to the outcome. And I know we've all heard it and we've all experienced it, but it was great. So she said, she gave an example about a coffee server. They come to the table with the coffee, and if you want coffee, great, they pour it. And if you say no, they're not offended. They walk away and they go get coffee to somebody else. So I thought that was a really good kind of analogy. It's not always for everybody, maybe not right now, but when the time is right, they're going to want their coffee, or in this
They're
case.
not going to stop offering coffee to people just because you told them no.
Exactly. Thank you. That was the main point. Thank you. Yeah. What else, Amanda?
That's what you said. I had just written down some of Tamara Holloway's follow-up routine, but again, we know all this stuff. We've watched many videos, so I didn't take as many notes as I wanted to because I was just taking it all in. Next year, I know to everything, but I have like 4 pages of notes, and that's it.
Oh, they actually Tamara gave us scripts. I wrote those out. I wrote as fast as I could because she was saying like some of the follow-ups that she used with folks. And then she also talked through like where to find prospects, revisiting your current customers, visit your past customers when there's something new, lifestyle networking, traveling, and then obviously your circle of influence where we all kind of start. Yeah. Then they did a little panel where they all talked. Oh, I do want to share this. Okay, so they did a panel where the 3 of them were sitting in chairs and just chit-chatting, and they all, Jennifer shared, hold on, let me find it so I actually get this right. Their failures. So Jen actually commented on how she procrastinated. She's a procrastinator. Somebody had asked her a question about the product. I think earlier on they were promoting Plexus Slim as a cherry pomegranate flavor. And so somebody said to her, does it have pomegranate in it? And she was too lazy to go look up the information. She fully admitted it, and she was like, yes, it has pomegranate in it. Well, the person was like, I'm allergic to pomegranate. And then that person went on and actually went somewhere else. I mean, not necessarily about the product, but went to some other network marketing, somebody that she thought would be great at this. And because she said lazily that, yeah, it has pomegranate, she missed that opportunity to have that person be part of her team, and is now very successful. And then Melissa chimed in and said, I have a failure to share. So she had signed somebody's mom, and the friend whose mom joined, Melissa had also kind of been strategic about it. Had been thinking would be good, but I don't think was very open or forthright with them saying, hey, you should join me on this process and with this opportunity. And so the mom joined under Melissa, the girl joined Plexus under somebody else and is a diamond now. So think about that. So Melissa's a diamond, she's doing great, whatever, but she could have had a diamond downline, which is crazy. So she, again, says what we all know, like, if you have gold in your backyard, you go get your gold, don't let somebody else go get it.
Yeah.
So
that's a good analogy. I love the pomegranate, the lazy question. Like that's just a huge wake-up call to just take a second and go and, research. No, that's an awesome recap. And yeah, Marty, if you have that typed up, I was going to say I have my Ruby one typed up, and I'll just go through a couple of little points real quick, and I'll send it and upload it if you guys want to. I was the total opposite, Amanda. I was literally like, my pen might have just exploded because I was like trying to but then I miss out on some of the stuff that's in front of me. But in our training, it was Lynn Allen, who I was not super familiar with. She was amazing. Celeste, and then Sheila Medina, who was the very first Diamond Ambassador. And basically just a couple of points. They started out with saying, who in here is stuck? And like half of the room just raised their hand. And she was like, okay, first of all, are you getting a paycheck? And everyone's like, yeah, then you're not stuck. So it was a really good way to just, put us in our place right away. She said, don't get comfortable where you're at, but don't forget to be thankful for where you are. There are only 100 diamonds right now. So no matter what rank you are on your way up to the top of the company. So we're all working our way up together. She said, if we get stuck, it just means that we are not ready to move to the next rank. We still need to learn more about ourselves, develop leadership skills, waiting for greatness. This is a prime example. I know Ruth met someone at Leaders Retreat last year who went Fast Start Gold. That person who went Fast Start Gold did not have any idea of what it was, like the product learning and stuff, and she is no longer working the business. Everybody stopped ordering underneath her. So it's just, this is our own pace. It's not a race. I feel like your story is your story, but it's going to show how vulnerable and real we are, as one person by one person by one person. That's what it's all about, is to build a team full of strong believers that are going to be lifelong customers or lifelong ambassadors, rather than trying to go as quick as you can. So, and I loved that. I thought that was really good to know. She said, be solution-minded. Sheila, this is such a great tip and so simple. She said, if someone says to me, I want to get it at the cheapest price, she responds to them with, well, let me see if you qualify for that. And so then she's like, well, then she'll talk to them and the person will say, well, I think I just want the ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. Well, then Sheila responds with, well, that's great. Then you qualify for our preferred customer platform. I'm so excited for you. So this is going to really, really help stay away from those ambassadors that we sign on. I mean, I'm guilty of I love Triplex. And when somebody is really interested in one product, I really love to talk about Triplex because I think it's beneficial for everyone. Well, that person might not be ready for Triplex. So if they join, then the next month they're just going to be a white line, and it's not going to benefit them and it's not going to benefit me. So I thought that was such a great tip with Sheila. Well, let me see if you qualify for that. And then if they are interested in more than one product, then we'll great, that's great. You'll qualify for our wholesale. She talked about being the conductor of your life. You're conducting your family. You're conducting, your jobs, your life. All of your team is in the same orchestra. So pay attention to those areas and stay in balance. If people see you working 24/7, they won't want your job. They're not going to want to do this. So understandably, this is hard work and we're kind of all fitting it in the nooks and crannies, but balance is super important. Again, what Marty and Amanda said, align yourself with the brand and lifestyle. She said, build your business on health and wellness. Celeste said that if you're building your business simply on weight loss, you're going to be working yourself out of a business. And the reason is promoting long-term supplements means that you're building lifelong customers. So if you're just focused on one area, those people that are joining you are going to be looking for that quick fix. They're going to be looking for ways, and if it's not going to work for them, they're going to fall off. But if you build it on health and wellness, you're going to be filling in that missing piece. She said, you talk to enough people and you can be diamond. She said, celebrate it at night. Lay your head down on the pillow and said, yes, I got 10 no's today. Celebrate that. If you aren't failing, then you're not working your business. And she used the example. So Jen, Hawkins signed Celeste. Well, before, when Celeste joined, she was not interested in the business at all. She sent 30 people Jen's way. And she said that Jen finally called her and said, you idiot. What are you doing? Why? What are you doing? And so Celeste said that Jen probably reached out to her 27 times. And she said, think about where we would all be right now if she took my first no and never contacted me again about it. And that was kind of putting a lot of things into perspective. She's like, you have to keep, she said, I'm not talking about witness protection program, stalking these people, but you just keep dripping on them in certain ways. So it's about being sincere and authentic. She said, and when it talks about leading with the opportunity, she said a lot of people think that it's braggy, if you post a picture with your computer laying out by a pool or on the beach or wherever. She said, but that is you're celebrating the lifestyle, because she said there's going to be someone somewhere sitting in a cube scrolling through Facebook, seeing your toes in the sand or seeing out by the pool and seeing that freedom, and they're going to be wishing that they had that type of freedom. So she said you're missing the mark if you aren't posting about the lifestyle and about the freedom, whether that's with your kids at the park or whether that's walking your dog or what have you. But don't be afraid to post about the lifestyle. She said for this type of posting, they really recommend to follow 3 people: Brenda Martin, Amy Paul, and Bridget Ryan. She said they have really good lifestyle type of posts. So Brenda Martin, Amy Paul, and Bridget Ryan. And she also said, do it scared. If you're scared of something, if you're scared to wear swag, if you're scared of going live, if you're scared of talking to people, she always tells her team, do it scared. And when they do it, she'll say, but did you die? Like that's her, that's her answer being like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. So it gets easier and easier. And there is an app, and I haven't looked at this yet, but it's called Hash Me, Hash Me. She said, go to this app and you type in, for example, hashtag health and wellness. She said this app will pull up the top trending hashtags worldwide, and then you can copy and paste. And she said then every hashtag shows up in your post. She said that she did this, and for the first time that she did it, she got 25 new customers in a month and so many more followers. And this is Celeste, so she, but she said this absolutely works. And so I have to dig into this, but it's called Hash Me. She said also, if you are working your business and you're frustrated with the duplication happening in your downline. So if you have a team page and there's not much activity, if you aren't seeing a lot of people working the business underneath of you, instead of focusing your frustration on duplication, focus your business and make your own personal activity your number one priority. Be your own rock star, because they're going to lead by example. You're going to show them what's possible. So don't become obsessed with feeling like you're not reaching people. Just keep doing your IPAs, keep focusing on your own business, and they're going to follow. I'm going to be respectful of your time because I know we've been on like an hour, but look, just 3 more things. Ame Darling talked at the very end, and she gave a couple of questions that I thought that this was really great and helpful. She said, when you send a sample, don't ask if they've tried it or if they've gotten to it. She asks, what did you love best? Because she says that kind of question, they're going to answer you. If they're not, I think she said call them like jerk whisperers or something. I have no idea. But yeah, she said, what did you love best? Or what impressed you the most? And I tried this today and it totally worked. The person was like, I loved the flavor. You know what I mean? So rather than saying, did you try it or have you tried it? What did you love best or what impressed you the most? And then if someone says no, they're not interested, follow it up with a question that says, if I have a new product coming out soon, would you mind if I contacted you? So that would be something that could kind of keep them in your contacts. And then to start a further conversation, she said that she uses the questions, who do you know that needs greater health? Or who do you love that could benefit from a spare time business? So it just kind of gets their wheels turning and thinking. And I think that's all I have. I do have a couple, 3 little things for homework if you want to challenge yourself. She said, think of one person you're afraid to talk Plexus with. That's your dream teamer. Write that person down and reach out to them, tomorrow. That's because there's some big there's some reason why you are scared to talk to them, because they're going to be amazing, but you don't want to confront them. Write their name down. And then another piece of homework, write down 5 reasons why you aren't going to give up. And then if you guys have not yet, so this is the 3rd piece, if you have not yet done this, if you go to Do Your Thing, feels so weird saying that, Do Your Thing, THANG.com, it's going to be a free book from Victor Antonio. And I've taken a look at this and it's pretty incredible. So doyourthing.com, doyourthing.com. And then I think the last thing we have, and then we'll let you guys go, is the Consistency Club. It's changed up a little bit. Marty, you want to take this one?
Well, they have the pillow talk of it. They can go back and yeah, I will happily cover it. So Consistency Club, let's see. What is it? I don't even know what the scribble is. So we're carrying it on. The Club 500 winners got to go on stage this year. They got their bracelets. They had special reception. So it starts now, June 1st through April 30th, 2018. So it's 11 months. And there are monthly prizes as well as annual prizes. So for Club 300, that is when you get 1 new customer with 50 PV and 1 new ambassador with a welcome pack, plus 300 personal PV. And that is for the month, and that counts as 1 month. For 500, you will need 2 customers with 50 PV and 2 ambassadors with a welcome pack. And then 500 in PV. This is very easy to remember, you guys. 500, easy enough. And then 700 so they launched a new one. 700, Club 700. Sorry, because I've said it already, so I feel like I'm sorry. So Consistency Club 700 now is 3 new customers, same specs, 50 PV, 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack, and then 700 PV. So when you've earned this for the first month, so you hit Club 300 or 500 or 700 for the first time, you're going to get a new certificate. And the certificates have been redesigned. They've done a lot, and we're only covering Consistency Club, but they've done a lot by way of recognition as well. So that was kind of a fun thing to see. If you get 8 out of the 11 months, you will win the annual prize, which is for the Club 300, it is a wallet, a lovely ivory wallet with a embossed X on it. And it will have $500, or just kidding, $50 cash in it. It would be nice if it was $500. $50 cash in it. Club 500 will get the wallet plus a tote that matches it. And then an additional $200. So you get all the same stuff as 300, but you get an additional $200. So that makes $250 cash if you earn Club 500. And for those that earn Consistency Club 700, again, you get all of the stuff for 300 and 500, plus they upped the money, and it's going to be $700. So you actually get in total $950 cash if you earn Club 700 8 out of the 11 months. So that's, again, 3 new customers, 3 new ambassadors each month, plus 700 PV each month.
I think that's perfect. Do you guys have any? So, like, this is such a brief overview, so you can see, like, how much I feel like a big weight has lifted with all this information out of my head. And do you guys have any questions with what we've gone over tonight? Are you guys excited about where it's headed? Yeah, I think they're probably like the same way we were feeling every day. Like, wow, this is tons of information. But we're going to go ahead and break this up into smaller calls, just so we can have a better understanding as we learn a little bit more. I wanted to let you know that Wednesday night, if you guys are free, I was going to put together a Leaders Retreat strategy call. I know we didn't really talk about Leaders Retreat, but that will be Wednesday night. If you can make it, awesome. I'm going to put it out there tonight or tomorrow morning. If not, then it'll be recorded. But I really think Leaders Retreat is so doable for everybody. Don't get overwhelmed by the graphics. Don't get overwhelmed by thinking like, oh my gosh, this is not possible. It's so possible. It's PV driven. So the more customers you get, which you get points for, the higher your PV is, which you get points for. And it's so there at your fingertips. So let's talk about what it's going to take to get you there and to focus on. So that'll be Wednesday night, so I won't keep you any longer. It's already 9:40. But you guys have any other questions? No? Well, thank you guys for joining. Amanda, Marty, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. And thanks for everybody joining on the call. I'll post this on the team page and then the event page. And if you want to share it with any of your, as a YouTube, with any of your downline, I think it's super important for everybody, whether they're here for the cheapest way or not, to learn everything that's going on. So hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks, girls.
Bye.